The topic of transitions within the Maschine is a topic that was suggested on one of my previous videos, and while in preparation for that one, I felt compelled to make this video as a prequel. What's up guys, Barry here, and if it's your first time on the channel, we talk about beat making and music production within the Maschine. So if that's your thing, I invite you to subscribe to the channel. With that said, in today's video, I'm going to share with you a few tips and tricks on how to make your own sweeps and risers within the Maschine. So the easiest way to make a riser is to simply reverse a cymbal. With us being in the sampler module, all you have to do is hit the reverse button within the pitch/envelope page. And depending on the length of your sample, you'll probably want to adjust the start and end points within the sample editor. The main problem I face when using the sampler is lining up the riser with the rest of the track. So that wasn't too bad, but not exactly on beat. Let's see what it sounds like if we shift it forward. It takes a little bit of trial and error when using the sampler. My preferred method is to use the audio module, as you can better see the waveform of your sample. Where the sampler has a dedicated reverse button, the audio module does not. So you'll have to do it within the sample editor. Now we can go to the arrange page and draw a clip on the 4th measure, followed by a MIDI note within the piano roll. Doing so will reveal the waveform on the grid, which in turn allows you to line it up perfectly to the beats. Lastly, turning the arrange grid off will allow you to freely move the waveform to its desired position. And if you're one who likes your patterns and clips to line up, you can always shorten your clip's endpoint. Maschine's Polysynth is an internal instrument that I've been playing around with since its inclusion in Maschine's ecosystem about a month ago. Let's see what kind of sweeps and risers we can make with it. Opening up Polysynth, you get a simple saw wave, which we don't need. So you'll turn oscillator A down in your mixer and turn the noise up all the way. To achieve this swelling effect, you'll need to adjust the attack within your amplifier envelope. And if you want the riser to not end so abruptly, you can adjust the release. From there, you can move on to the filter. Polysynth has 3. In addition to the low pass, we have a band pass and a high pass. Automate the cutoff for a true sweep. Polysynth is a great starting point for any sound within Maschine, but to make your sound more interesting, you want to experiment with your basic modulation effects, like chorus, flanger, and phaser. If you find Polysynth to be too limiting, you can honestly apply the same formula to your favorite synth VST, as long as it has a noise generator or a noise table. For this example, I'm going to use Massive X, as I'm pretty familiar with its interface, but more so because of its vast collection of noise options within its noise table. Starting off with a blank instance of Massive X, we'll have to do some routing. Simply go to the routing page and grab the noise module and route it to the output. From there, I like to grab E1, which is the amp envelope. Assigning it to the volume of the first noise table allows you to control the ADSR of the module. With that, all you have to do now is adjust the attack similar to what we did with Polysynth. As I mentioned earlier, Massive X has a large assortment of noise types. Let's go through a few of them while sweeping through different frequencies with the pitch knob to see what kind of effects we can get. If you're looking for tonal risers, pads, guitars, and even pianos are a great place to start. For this example, all we'll need is a sustained piano note. Let's add an octave up to thicken it a bit more. And from there, we'll just export the MIDI as an audio file onto another pad. I'm going to duplicate it to another group so we can clearly distinguish it while on the arrange page. From there, I'll reverse it and adjust the start and end points on the sample editor. From there, it's all up to your creative devices as to what you do with this riser. With that said, to finish off this example, I'm simply going to use this as a riser leading into our sustained piano. So let's arrange everything and give it a listen. Alright guys, so those were just a few tips and tricks on how to make sweeps and risers within the Maschine. Be on the lookout for that transition video that I mentioned earlier, as that'll go hand in hand with this video. And with that said, hit that thumbs up button if this video brought value to you, and of course, happy beat making. Peace.